Well, hello, everyone. I am Karen Lantz in Des Moines, Iowa. Welcome to our first LifeWave Saturday morning Zoom training. We've got several team members on with us, and Mike is at the office this morning, so he'll be kind of co-hosting and co-running this with me. We're glad you're here, whether you're listening to this live or if you possibly listen to a recording. I hope that you get something out of this. My goal with this was I wanted to kind of do some very basic training. We're getting questions from people as we sign them up as a new brand partner or preferred customer, what to do, where to get information. So that was kind of my goal in doing this training, is just to be able to teach people some of the basic stuff. So I'm sure a lot of people on this may already know this information, but this is kind of for the new people, what to do to get started. So what I want to show you, first of all, I'm going to share my screen here. And I'm going to the LifeWave website. When you sign up, you're going to get an email from LifeWave. It will have your username and your password. I strongly suggest that you save that. You print it out, you save it, you write it down, whatever you need to do to remember that, because you will need to refer back to that to sign into your back office every single time. What I did is I set up a folder on my folders in my email. I marked it A-LifeWave because then it's right at the top. I use that folder a lot. That has helped me, but save that email. If you go to sign in or do something 2 or 3 months down the road and you can't remember your password, we can redo your password. That really is not an issue, but if you can save it, that saves problems down the road. Okay, so one of the first things I want to show a new person is where I'm at. This is when you first sign in to your LifeWave website. Right at the top here, you're going to see these banners going across the top. And today we're going to talk about, I'm over here on the far right under resources. So I've clicked on resources. And this is what you will see when you click on resources. There's just a ton of information here. First thing I want to click on is this new member startup information. It's a really nice little letter from LifeWave, kind of a welcome letter. The important information that I want you to get out of this is the customer service information, and that's right down here at the bottom. It gives their telephone number, it gives their email, it gives their hours of operation. That happens to be in Pacific time. They are 2 hours behind us, which means we're in Central time. Customer service would be 8:30, 10:30 in the morning to 7:30 in the evening, Monday through Friday. The other ways that you can contact them, you can definitely call them if you have a question. LifeWave is growing so fast that you're probably going to be on hold, I will tell you. They also now have a feature that you can put your phone number in and get a call back. If you don't want to sit on hold for a while, and usually what I do if I'm trying to call them about an issue, I make sure I have something else to do while I'm on hold or waiting for that call back. The other thing that I think works very well too is using the chat, which is available during their open hours. So those are some different ways that you can contact LifeWave and get some of your questions answered. Again, always check with your sponsor or some upline. We might be able to help you also. Okay, so that was one of the main things I wanted you to get on that page. I'm one of these people that like to have information and paper. So I printed this out so I would have that information or readily available if I need to call them. So that is right here, that new member startup information. The next thing I want to show you is this back office basics, which is an ebook. And I'm going to click on this. I was talking with Ann Jansen yesterday, and she was saying she had somebody, a new person she signed up, and he says, "Where's your manual?" Well, this is basically a LifeWave manual. If somebody really wants to know a lot of information, this is a great resource right here. It's actually 17 pages. Back office basics tells you how to do a lot of things on this website. I printed this out so I would have it in paper form as well as on the website. But, things like how to sign into the back office, what happens if you forgot your username and password, how to change from right leg to left leg, which we're going to cover that. I believe we will cover that today. Lots of information here. You can see that, how to get paid. We're going to cover that in another session also. Just some great information. So I just want you to know that that resource is available. Another thing that I think could be very, very helpful here.
Hey, Karen, I
What?
see that I see that it's in PDF format, meaning that if you don't want to have to find it all the time, they can save it digitally in a PDF file and have it readily available as well.
Okay.
I like
And
that and even be able to send it out. But I'm glad you brought this one up. I have never seen this.
yes, and just to know where to find it, it's under the resource tab. There was a section in here, which we are going to go over this today, how to set up a monthly subscription order. We're going to talk about how to place an order and how to set up a monthly subscription order. But this information is also right here in written form, how to modify a subscription order, how to cancel a subscription order. I know sometimes for people that I have talked to, they always say, do I have to sign up for Autoship? And I tell them, no, you do not have to sign up for Autoship. You can just try this out and see how it works. And we all know that, in fact, is true, but we also have to follow up with them, see how they're doing probably 3 weeks down the road. And if it's working for them, then we want to get them on Autoship at that time. The next thing I want to show you is another way to find. We want the Michael Lantz in Clive, Iowa.
Did I see there's two Michael Lances?
There is, yes. There's
Oh
more than
boy.
one here. God help us. We are back to the start of a website. I'm going to sign in on Mike's website here, just so you see where we're getting there. I'm going to right here. We're back to this page with the banners all across the top. We were just in the resources tab. Next thing I want to show you is how to place an order. We go over here to store. I would encourage, especially a new person, to kind of play around with the website and see what all is out here. See where to find things. Like, for example, under store, we can go to this little banner that says all products. That's going to list everything. Or let's say we want to just order skincare. Skincare has its own separate tab right down here, which says skincare. There's a new product, so they have that pulled out separately. If we just want patches, we can go to the patches, or if we just want the aromatherapy, we can go there. This is another tab I want to make sure that people know what this is. This is the promotions tab. The X39 and X49 is always on promotion. So if you buy them together, you're going to save 10%. Normally, this would be $199.95. It's $179.95 in the bundle, so you save 10%. That is right here, and that is listed under promotions. Actually, it's listed a couple times there under the store tab. All right, so that was promotions, also listed right here under the performance bundle. Patches, let's just build an order just to be able to show a new person what it looks like. Okay, this would be after you have done, let's say, your initial order to become a brand partner or a preferred customer. This might be your second order, let's say. And let's say you're not on Autoship yet. So let's say you want an X39 patch. I'm going to get one of those. And you'll notice when you click on that, see, this is basically, I'm just rounding up, $100 for 1 month's supply. That's 30 patches. You're going to see that right here, 30 patches of X39. If we wanted more than one, we could change the quantity right here. We can add it to the cart. Or right down here at the bottom, we can add it to the monthly subscription order. So this is a way that you could build the monthly subscription order right here. Okay, so that's the X39. I want to go back here a minute. I also want to point out the second item. This is where you could order 20 sleeves of X39, and the price on that is greatly reduced. It's about $81.50 a sleeve if you order that many. I have a client who is buying patches for her entire family. So she loves this particular factor that we can save money here. So instead of paying $100 a sleeve, she's buying them in bulk, basically, and getting them for $81.50, roughly, I'm rounding numbers up, per sleeve. So when you're buying for a lot of people, or you just want to get your best price, that's a great way to do it. There's the performance bundle. We've got X49, same. This is the Y age system. You get all three of these, basically $50 per envelope or per sleeve. The rest of the patches down here, we call those the classic patches. Classic patches refers to anything other than the X39 and the X49. So I want to click on one of these. Let me just click on this one. I want to show you something. Okay, this is Energy Enhancer, which happens to be one of my favorite patches. I wear this every single day because it gives me energy. And it's no drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants. Okay, so I think that covers the patches. That's Energy Enhancer is a 2-patch system, as is Ice Wave patches. That also is a 2-patch system. So you're going to get 15 sets of Ice Wave. All the rest you will get, they're only a 1-patch system. So you will get 1 patch in each of all these other classic patches.
AccuView is two.
Okay, which one?
AccuView, the one for horses.
Oh,
It's a
thank you,
2-pack.
Anne. Thank you.
That's Ice Wave for horses or large animals.
Yes. And can you speak about that patch for just a minute? Because have you used that or sold that?
I have studied it extensively and done a lot with this. I have not personally patched a horse, but I've watched a lot of videos online. You can type in LifeWave AccuLife patches on YouTube, and it'll show you how the trainers are using them, and they'll show how they run their hand along the horse's spine, and then they'll twitch, and then they'll place the brown patch on there, and then the white patch goes kind of opposite side of the horse, and then within a second it stops twitching, and there are lots of videos on that. So I'm a firm believer on that it works. And
Okay.
also, I have one man who uses this because he came to my house to buy an Ice Wave, but I didn't have him. And I said, well, I have an AccuLife if you want to use it. So he does. And I says, yeah, I'm sorry if you start whinnying, it's not right. But he buys this from me all the time. He's choosing not to be part of the company. And so he likes it because it's stronger. So necessarily recommending it, but he likes it a lot. So he uses AccuLife.
Okay, so that was kind of going to be one of my questions. Can this be used on humans?
Yes.
Okay,
But I don't think the company would recommend it.
right. But
Because
we can do whatever we want with our own bodies, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Anne, for speaking about that patch. And that's good also to know that there's 15 sets of that in there. Okay. The next thing I want to talk for a minute about, and Anne, I may need a little of your assistance on this one, is maintenance kits. Anne, do you want to cover this?
Sure.
If you wouldn't mind, because I know that you're on a maintenance pack, and explain the difference between the 55 business volume and the 117 business volume too.
Okay. The two on the top are on the left are the classic patches or supporting patches, whatever you want to call them. So if you click on the maintenance pack number 1, that is 55 volume, and it's $350. So that's roughly $58 a piece. Anybody who's not a manager, you would use that, and then you get to choose your patches. That would qualify you for 6 months. You'd still get your points accumulating. So that would be the idea behind a maintenance pack. I'm very frugal and I don't want to pay the shipping every month. So I'm personally not on Autoship, even though I do encourage people to be on it. I just keep tabs that I have to buy this in 6 months again. And then the next pack, 6 month, would be if you are a manager and above, we have to have 110 PV per month, so that this would qualify for that. And that would be for 6 months, anybody who's a manager and above. Same thing as the other one, except the fact that you're manager and above.
And this would give you your qualification for 6 months to stay qualified.
Yes.
But like Ann said, you're only paying the shipping once you're choosing. It tells you right here, you get 14 of the classic patches with that package.
And then Alvita would be the same situation.
Let's click on that.
If somebody wanted just Alavita.
Yeah, with that, you get 1 daily, 1 night, 2 sleeves of Alavita patches, 60 business volume at the time of purchase, and 59 business volume 30 days after purchase. So basically, they're thinking this would last you 2 months, and that's what you get. Nice little package. And that is a fabulous product. I love it.
Fabulous product for that price, because the patches alone would, like we saw, that they would be $70 retail. And so then that's basically you're getting the other 2 products free. And I do love this product.
Yes. This is a good value because you are saving money by using that maintenance pack.
And I have found a lot of people are on some skincare that they're paying $200 a month or every 2 months. I was surprised how many people are currently using a system that's that expensive. So they're like, oh, this is way cheaper. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's awesome. The ones on the bottom are the ones that I use the most. So the first one, and these are X39 and 49, the one above, the 2 above were for the supporting patches. So this on the bottom, you can buy X39 or 49. The one on the left, 77 BV, is if you are not a manager. But if you are a manager, then you want to go to the way to the left. That one is the 6 month one if you are manager and above. And that is the one that I use. And then I found out that you can't. I was thinking I did one of these and I did one of the supporting patches above. They are simultaneous. It's not 12 months total. It's 6 months top of each other. But I did want more patches. So I want to always get my best price too.
And feel free to click around on your website and learn about these things. See, like here, I'm clicking on next. It tells you that you can get the 39, 49, 39 or 49 or combinations, just like Ann mentioned. It tells you what your business volume is. You're staying qualified for 6 months. Now, like Ann had mentioned, this is not an auto ship. This is a one-time purchase. So in order to keep your points and stay qualified, you need to put a note on your calendar, whether that's a paper calendar or in your phone, that if you want to be ordering these and stay qualified with these, to remind yourself to make sure that you get the order placed within the next 6 months. I mean, like as it gets close to the end of 6 months to keep you qualified. But I hope that explains a little bit of what the maintenance packs are. I think those are super helpful to know about. I'm just going to click on this for a minute. Sales tools. This is the little booklets that oftentimes come with our patches, but you can also purchase more if you want right here. The other thing I wanted to mention is this right here, which is LifeWave sample sleeve bundle of 10. Now for $5.95, you get, these are empty. There are no patches in them. You would need to put your own patches into these sleeves. This would be like if you wanted to give them out as a sample in a nice envelope, you could do that. That is where you can order the little sample packets. Okay, so that was the sample sleeves. They have just come out with LifeWave magazine, which right here is where you can order this. The last time I had an auto ship, I included one of these magazines because I wanted to see what was in it. It's a beautifully done magazine, kind of talks about the last 20 years and the journey of how LifeWave has evolved. So it's very, very well done. You can buy one, you can buy 5, or you can buy bundles of 10. Obviously, the more you buy, you're going to save a little bit there. Oh, one other thing that I wanted to cover here. I want to cover monthly subscription orders. So you saw right back here, like let's say you wanted X39 on your monthly subscription order. This is how you do it. Add to monthly subscription order. We can order through the store right up here. So we know how to build the order. Then once your order is in place, you click on this monthly subscription order tab. And this I find very, very easy to use. But what I want to point out here, okay, so this was our last auto ship order. I change this quite frequently, depending on what I feel we're running out of or what we need. Or so the last auto ship order, it processed on 2/16. So it's telling me the next time this is going to ship is March 16th. I wanted to try the new eye cream. I got that, and we were running low on X39 patches. So let's say I want to change this. I'm going to click right here on edit or add items. I can change whatever I want right here. So let's say next time I probably won't need the eye cream because I just got that right there. There's the eye cream. So I'm going to make this a 0. I don't want that for next time. I'll figure out what I do want. So when you make those changes right here on this little order form, and then I knew I had to click the update button at the bottom. So see there, it took it off. So you can adjust your whatever's coming on your monthly subscription order. If a person wanted to stop the monthly subscription order, you could click right here and do that. If you need to update your payment information, this tells me exactly which credit card it's coming out of. This tells me the business volume for this order, the total amount that's going to be charged. We can update shipping address. Processing, again, would be the date it's going to ship and the shipping method. Right now, I just have it on the least expensive shipping method. That seems to come in 3 or 4 days, so that works for me. If somebody needed it very quickly, you know, you could change that, like say, I don't know why really somebody would want to do 2-day zone because, well, we get ours very quickly in about 3 or 4 days. Perhaps if somebody is lives in a place where it's taking longer, they might want to, but.
I just wanted to mention, my mother-in-law moved into an assisted living place and we did not change her shipping address, thinking we were waiting to see if we would send forward mail to her, to one of the kids that takes care of her bills. And it's not USPS because that was forwarded. It comes by FedEx. So her January order sat out in the snow and the rain in Minnesota for a month, and they did replace it, but it says USPS, but it was not USPS, it was FedEx. So just kind of a heads up on the shipping address. Now it's going to come to us, but just wanted to point that out.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
for
you for
sharing.
sharing that, Mary. Anne, would you like to speak to what has LifeWave done? What have patches done for you and your family? You want to talk about that a little bit?
You bet. Thanks,
I'll
Karen.
share.
First of all, thank you for doing this. You did a great job.
Hold on. There we go. Now you're on.
Yes. So I've been with LifeWave for just over a year, and it was my niece that introduced me to it, and she had some posts on Facebook, and I didn't pay attention for a couple of times. I did not want to be part of another company, and so I ignored her. But I was so intrigued with her stories that I finally asked her about it. And so the third story that really introduced me to LifeWave was with her husband, who had had a botched heart surgery 3 years earlier. She found the patches in December and patched him. And that was about a month later, or 6 weeks later, they went to the doctor, and her doctor, and he took these tests. That was a normal cardiology appointment. And her husband had had this botched heart surgery at age 47, 3 years prior. So he had been living in a different life than he had been, not as active. And so she was desperate to find something. So she found these patches. 6 weeks later, regular cardiology appointment. And he said that they'd have to come back after the test. He looked at the test because something was wrong with the tests, because it showed his heart had gotten stronger. And then he quoted, we know that can't happen. And so she was trying to explain the patches to them and to the doctor, and he didn't want to hear about them. So they did come back a week later. They took the same tests, and he had the same results as the week earlier, showing that his heart had gotten stronger. So then the doctor was interested in seeing what was going on with these patches. So the doctor agreed to start lowering his meds. Then about 10 months later, Steve's EF, his ejection fraction, had gone from 24 to 34, meaning he was off the heart transplant list, because at the surgery, he ended up being on the heart transplant list. And because he was so young, they didn't want to do the heart transplant. So they took it. So that was such a strong testimony for me that I thought, I hear that the heart can improve, and Steve's, had improved. So that was really great. For myself, it's just so many things. And I think I'll take the skin change as the one that I'm happiest about, because I look a lot different than I did a year ago. And it's not like I'm that vain, but if my outsides look different, then my insides look different, because whatever happens on the outside happens on the inside. So anything that's been a scar, because I did have something under my eye, my right eye, there was always a bump there, and that's gone. And that took about 10 months, but it's gone. And so I just know that the things are going on inside me. And I recently had my sister passed away from cancer, and I have a brother who's stage 4 pancreatic cancer. And so I really feel that this is helping my insides, because they're the two next to me in age. And so I'm hoping that the free radicals are being eaten up by the X39 all the time. So that's what my inside. But my newest story is from last night. We had a dinner at our house, and someone turns to my husband and says, "Tim, you're shaking less. What have you been doing?" Which is the question we always want someone to ask us. And we're like, "Oh, we can mention the patches." And he says, "Oh, I probably had less coffee today." I wanted to kick him under the table, but I didn't. And so he always thinks it's always coincidental. And I'm like, "No, it's the patches, of course." But his family shakes so much that his mom, when she died at age 76, she couldn't even drink a cup of coffee. She shook so much that she'd have to use 2 hands to drink coffee, and she was still shaking. So Tim was going in that direction of shaking a lot. And so I was pretty excited this morning. I'm like, please watch now, because I didn't even notice that this was changing in him. And so that's the beauty of these patches, that it's constantly changing stuff in us. And all of a sudden, somebody else had to point that out, that his shaking was less. And so I'm thrilled, because it does affect everything he does, because his hands are shaking. And so that was great from last night. So even if someone is in denial that it's the patches and maybe it was less coffee, but he only drinks 1 a day anyway. So it's okay that they don't, if someone doesn't want to say that's the patches, they're being helped. And so I'm happy about that. So we're all at a different place with what we see is happening in our body. So it's awesome.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing both of those situations with us, Anne. I know, you've had some great changes with your body through the past year, and thanks for sharing that. Really.
Yep. Thank you.
Mike, do you want to talk a little bit about some of the business building tips? We kind of want this to be a 2-part Zoom meeting where we talk a little bit about patches and learning, and then Mike's going to share a little bit with you also. Go ahead, Mike.
You bet. I'm so excited about LifeWave, because this company is growing to us organically. We're not really even trying. It's because the product works so well that it's so easy to refer, that it's just growing organically. And I like that. But I also have some goals in our life, and I want it to grow a little faster. And I'm hooked on LifeWave. I really think in the long run, it is, guys, we're at a perfect time and place. This company is in the strongest momentum phase I've ever seen in a company. So, I'm going to try and turn this up a little bit and be more proactive in building our team. And I wanted to share some thoughts with the rest of you. And if you're at that point where you want to be more proactive and learn how to turn this into a secondary revenue stream, maybe it's just to make enough money to pay for your patches, so that it's not costing you any to have all this better health. But at the same time, you're helping those others that are building underneath you and learning how to use the patches, take care of their lives too. So, I mean, it's a win-win-win situation for everybody. And I want to just share real quick the basics on this. Let me see if I can find it here. Again, what the key to building this business, what I liked when I studied the marketing plan, it's about helping people become managers. And if you just duplicate this one step, and you teach people how to do this, this is the basic building block to just keep moving up and making more money. And I'm not going to go into details on the marketing plan today. I want to keep it short and sweet on what I think is the most important thing, and that is becoming a manager. Okay. And you've heard Karen mention you need to be qualified. Okay. That's such an important thing. The qualification to stay to basically count points and to build your business is, if you're below manager, in other words, you're brand new, you're below the manager level, you need to have at least 55 product volume. To become manager, you need to find two personal hostings, two personal business partners, okay, on your left and two on your right, that at least come in at the silver level. And the silver level, I brought that. Let me see if I can pull this screen up here real quick and flip it around for us. Okay. All right. So these are your basic building. When somebody joins, what they have their optional how to join. Okay. If they become a business partner with you, and I have a lot of people that were coming in at the bronze level. That means they're just buying one patch. But on that example on the previous page, I assume that they came in at the silver package. Okay. And the silver again gets you three sleeves. Okay. So a lot of people that I sign up, they buy a couple of either the 39.49 or 239s, and then a couple of the classic patches. And then you've got the gold enrollment over here. Okay, now these are just different ways you can buy packages to enroll. We actually came in at the gold level, I believe, Karen, right? Or silver, one of those two, I think silver, but we upgraded within 2 days to the diamond package. Okay, now what I want to share with you, that's just to kind of give you the different levels. But again, the key is to go to manager, you need to have two people that are silver and or above, and they are ordering 55 BV. So now this is why Autoship is important, because if that person isn't on Autoship and at the end of 30 days hasn't made an order, they're no longer qualified. You're no longer qualified to be a manager. See what I'm saying? So it's important to have that Autoship done. If you can get that done as soon as possible, or you need to be putting something on your calendar to remind yourself in 30 days to call them to help them place their order. Okay. And I find it easier to do Autoship if you can. Okay. And then now if you came in at silver and if you came in at silver and now you want to become manager, you need to make sure that you're ordering at least 110 BV or PV of points every month, so that you're qualified at the right level to become manager. And that, guys, from there on, that's it. This is how simple this marketing plan is because to go to the next level, all you have to do is put a manager on your left and a manager on your right, teach them how to become that, and just host two more people, bring in two more people on your team. And you're now at the next level. So the manager is the building block to building the marketing plan. So if you learn how to become manager yourself, you can teach other people how to become manager and just build to the next level. That's simple. If anybody has any questions or know how you want to go from here, I'm going to turn it back to you, Karen.
All right, I just want to expand on one thing. Mike, leave that up on the screen if you would, please. When you first sign up as you're building your team, the maximum amount that you can make in cycle bonuses, which we'll get into this another week, but the maximum amount you can make is $100 a week. Once
Right.
you become manager, you can now make up to $1,500 a week in cycle bonuses. So that is the reason this is an important step in the marketing plan. So anyway, I hope everybody has maybe learned a little something. We will be sending this out as a recording. Please tell people if they don't want to get the constant contact emails, they can certainly delete them. Or if they feel there's some value here, they can send it out to their teams and help people on their team to learn a little bit more about the patches and about LifeWave. So we are super excited about this company, and thank you all for joining us on our first Zoom meeting, and thanks for getting up early. I hope this isn't too early for everybody. We'll see how this time frame works out, but for right now, I guess this is what we'll do. So thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Thanks, Karen and
Thank you,
Mike.
guys.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Good to see you all.
Good job,
Yes. Bye-bye.
Good job, Karen.
Bye.
Good job, Karen. Yeah.
Guys.
Thanks, guys.